All right, hi you guys, welcome back to the Kneady Homesteader. And oh, I got a little fluffy on you. I'm so sorry about my voice. It was my 50th birthday yesterday. I talked way too much and now I've lost my voice. So it kind of goes hand in hand with, you know, all the surgeries I've had and some scar tissue I have. So excuse me for my voice. I know it sounds rough, but it was really important for me to make this video as I'm starting to see, I hate being called an influencer, but YouTubers, online influencers are starting to share some information that's coming out about Harvest Guard, okay? And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about it because I find it's really, really important. As a canner, you need to know. And I had some questions for the company, which I reached out to Brad, the CEO. He did write me back. I'm going to spin the camera around. I will let you read those emails. I also reached out to Tatler, which is the canning lids that I own. And so we're going to talk a little bit about canning lids. I'm going to try to make this sweet and short. I filmed one video already, but it was an hour long because, you know, your girl can talk, okay? So I'm going to spin you around. Instead of reading out the emails, I'm going to ask you to pause the video, read the emails yourself, and then we'll come back and discuss. Okay, you guys, so this is the original email, and this is what I'm seeing, or what I've been shown. I guess you would say YouTubers, online influencers is what Brad refers them to, is sharing in an email. It did not sit well with me, okay? Especially right here where it says, "It is my sincere hope that you as a social media influencer will understand our position and help us convey these changes to the canning world within your circle of influence." Well, my circle of influence, you guys, is just you guys. It's just us. And this email just did not sit well with me. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to now share with you the email that I sent back because I had some serious concerns and questions for him. Okay, so here is my email back to him. You can see that's me. So you can pause to read. And then I will scroll. And so those were some of my concerns and questions. How long were these gaskets in rotation? Were they in rotation? Were they used? Was it ever made public that what people were buying, as they understood that they were reusable and then they weren't? Was that ever disclosed? Because on their website, it shows that they're made in the USA, that they last 6 to 8 years, and they're reusable. Well, when you realized they weren't reusable, did you let people know? Did you do a recall? That's where I had my questions. So I'm going to now share his response. Okay, so here is Brad's response to me. So go ahead and pause to read. And the point that really, really got me, I mean, his first email tugged at my, what I call like emotional response or emotional manipulation, recalling the COVID. But right here where it says, unfortunately did not have the luxury of months-long testing to determine their reusability. Now, I have a problem with that because testing something to make sure that it's safe, testing something to make sure that it is reusable when that's what you sell, isn't a luxury, sir. It's your business. It is your responsibility. And so what I gather from that is that you are more concerned with making a profit. If you know that they are not reusable, to me, you cannot be for sure that they're even safe to use in the first place. So, also, what really upset me was, now, you know, here, I mean, the feedback has been that the non-reusable ones are more forgiving in the learning curve and easier to work with than our standard reusable ones. Well, even if that's true, sir, people are buying your product under the guise of buying it with a reusable gasket, not a one-time use gasket. So even if there are some people that say that the one-time only gasket is easier to use, that's not what they paid for, to my understanding. When I checked your website yesterday, it still claimed that the gaskets are good for 6 to 8 years. It says the unfortunate reality is they stretch or curl noticeably and can't be reused. I've seen it with my own jars, and it's not something a new user would be able to overlook. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that because I help a lot of new canners. I even have new canners that come to my house and do canning sessions with me as they learn. You are assuming, sir, that canners are going to be knowledgeable enough with reusable canning, not only lids, but the gaskets, that they're going to be able to look at that and say, oh, you know what? That's not reusable. That's curled or that's stretched. They bought a reusable lid with a reusable gasket. As a new canner, they're going to assume that this is reusable. You know what they're going to do with the curly gasket or one that's stretched out? They're going to put it on and they're going to wonder what they did. They're going to wonder what they did wrong. They're going to wonder what's happening. They're going to use it. They're going to try to use it anyway because they don't know any different, because they're new to canning. You can't assume that someone can look at that and tell that that's not right. Not when that's not what they paid for. It's your job to let your customers know, to do a recall, to make them aware, to allow them to return them, whatever it is. But you can't just assume that a new canner is going to be able to differentiate, because many cannot and will not. Now, for those of you that don't can or are new to canning, there's two types of lids. There's a one-time use lid, okay, like this ball lid that has plastisol on it. And then there's a reusable lid, which is a plastic BPA-free lid with a reusable gasket. When we talk in the canning world about using reusable lids, we never differentiate a reusable lid from the reusable gasket. We assume they're one of the same, just as if we don't decipher between a one-time use only and the plastisol. They're one in the same. They're one in the same. You need one and then you need the other, okay? You need the lid with the plastisol, or you need the plastic lid with the gasket. So in the canning world, we don't ever refer to these as separate. When we say we're going to use reusable canning lids, we automatically include the gasket in on that. It's a package deal. I find it very hard to believe. Now, I'm just going to say this. I was in a car accident, okay? I have a team of lawyers. I have a team of lawyers. They have a team of advisors. They have a team of assistants. There's like a whole troop that I have that work for me, and I was just in an accident. I find it very hard to believe that, Brad, you would make a deal buying gaskets in bulk. without, as you stated in your email, forgetting to disclose that they needed to be reusable. You told the company they needed to be FDA approved, but you negated to tell them that they needed to be reusable. Sir, you have one job. You have one job, sir. You make reusable lids with reusable gaskets. Did you not have a team of lawyers when you signed a contract? Did you not have an assistant? Did you not have a buddy that could have tapped you on the shoulder and said, hey, you know, you sell reusable lids and reusable gaskets. You should maybe include that they need to be reusable gaskets. And you admit that that's your error. Well, sir, it is your error. And as I asked in the email, why aren't you selling the one-time only gaskets that you said you didn't have the luxury of time to test? Because if you didn't have time to test to see if they were reusable, then that tells me you didn't probably have the luxury to test them on their longevity either. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but that's what I'm going to assume. You also stated that your own personal collection, the gaskets are fine, but you tell me that they've been fine since 2020, but you didn't start using the curled, the unreusable gaskets until 2020. As you stated in your email, you have personal stock with lids that are just fine, gaskets that are still sealed from 2020. But you said in the email that you didn't start using the one-time only use that were supposed to be, I don't know, were they supposed to be one-time only use? If you didn't put it in the contract that they needed to be reusable, I don't know what to call them. But in any case, you said that these weren't in circulation until 2021. Well, then your stock from 2020, of you telling me that your stock is fine all the way from 2020, was that with your original, your good gaskets that were reusable? Or is that with the unreusable, one-time use gaskets that were meant to be reusable? I don't know. You don't let a company know that they're supposed to be reusable. Then they weren't even supposed to be reusable from the get-go, which to me, it would be a huge business error. But that might be why you're selling your company. Because let's be in full disclosure, as of March, Harvest Guard is up for sale for $750,000. I'm going to spin you around so you can see it for yourself. I'll also leave the link down below. Okay, so this is survivalblog.com, and we'll just scroll down. And it says a special notice. The Harvest Guard Company is up for sale. And this was posted March 26th of 2023. I'll leave the link down below so you guys can read it, or you can pause to read. By the way, you should know that if you are a customer of Harvest Guard, part of the sale includes the 40,000 address mailing list. So I don't know who's going to buy Harvest Guard. Just know that your address and your personal information is part of that sale. And there's the asking price there. You still claim that, you know, they're made in the USA and they're indefinitely reusable. I think that should be a disclaimer that only the lid is reusable and the gasket is not. Now, part of my question was, in my email, was if you have, so what you're doing is you're going to sell the reusable lid, and you're going to sell the one-time use only gasket. You're going to sell 3 of them, so you get 3 uses, and you're going to sell it at a 15% discount. And now, to some of you, that might sound like a great deal, and you might choose to do that. That is your option to do. What I want to do is make clear of what you're going to buy if you're buying it that way. You are not buying a reusable lid and a reusable gasket like Tatler sells. I reached out to Tatler and I asked them, can you tell me, is your lid and your gasket reusable? And Tatler wrote me back. They thanked me for reaching out to them, and they said, let us assure you that our rubber rings are and will remain food grade, reusable as previously advertised for 12 to 15 years and completely made in the USA. We have an excellent supplier right here in the States that supplies nothing less than a quality product, and inventory is in the millions of rubber rings at all times. So Tatler has millions of these at all times. Just know that if you're going to buy Harvest Guard as of May 8th, you are going to be getting 3 one-time only gaskets. And you can buy a reusable gasket at an additional cost. Now, when I asked in my email, why aren't you selling the reusable lid with the reusable gasket and offering the 3 rings, the 3 one-time use only rings as an additional purchase, he didn't answer that. Other than he's got an overstock and this is his business decision moving forward, which is fine. I just want you guys to know, as one canner to the next, what you're buying, to be very clear. And I don't know if it's like a fire sale. I don't know if he's just trying to clear these out of the books as he's trying to sell the business and get these out of stock. I mean, you know, but the fact that he had them made in the first place and never, when he signed the contract, never disclosed to the company who made them that they needed to be reusable is just really, it's really suspect to me. Like, it just doesn't make any business sense at all to me. If this is what you do, like this is all you do, you would think that the main thing, other than FDA approved, it needs to be reusable, because that's what I sell, sir. I sell reusable lids. So your company needs to make me a gasket that's FDA approved and is reusable for 6 to 8 years, as you claim on your website. So anyway, just know what you're buying, you guys. This is your money. Groceries are getting higher and higher in prices every day. Canning is not cheap to do, okay? If you're growing your own food and processing and preserving and putting by your own food, and you're starting from seed, it takes dirt, it takes, you know, compost and manure and, you know, digging in your yard, and there's just a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that go into gardening. And you're talking months. It takes months to grow food. And then you harvest it and you bring it in and you prep it all. Like tomato sauce, I mean, that's a 3-day process. You prep it all and then you process, you make it, and then you get it in jars. You want to make sure that at the end, when you're at the end, you know, you're running that marathon and you're at the end, you want to make sure that the lids that you're putting on those jars are trustworthy. It's not a luxury, sir, to test for longevity or for reusability. It's your duty as a businessman claiming that that's what you sell. There's a reason why I only use Ball and I use Tatler. Why? Because these companies have been around for decades. They're tried and true. They have the longevity. They have the customer base. They have the customer service. They've been proven time and time again to be trustworthy. It's why I don't use anything else. Time will tell. You know, there's a lot of new canning companies out there. So time will tell. And if you want to test them out, go ahead. I would personally test them out on something that doesn't cost you a lot of money, maybe on stock or on, you know, maybe jelly, to see how they hold up and how they seal, how their performance is for you. For me, I will only, when I make my videos, promote Ball and Tatler, because I know if I recommend these to you and you use them, you're going to be successful. And that's what I want for you guys. I want you to be successful. Like, we're in this together. I don't work for companies. I don't promote companies. I don't endorse them. I don't have any companies sponsor my videos. Everything that I buy, these Tatler lids, these Ball lids, I buy with my own hard-earned money. I'm not giving anything. I'm not giving kickbacks. I'm not giving freebies. I don't get discount codes. I'm just a regular mom who's at home canning, and I've canned quite a bit, and I turn on my camera and I hope to inspire you to can too. But I don't even want you to do what I do. I want you to go get yourself a ball canning book, a blue book, and learn the process and can together with me. I'm here just to inspire you, not to teach you, not to lead you, not to sell you product. I work for myself. I don't work for anybody. I work for myself here on YouTube. You know, I get paid by you just watching me and hanging out with me. And hopefully I inspire you. Because I know I watch a lot of YouTubers that inspire me. They make me want to do better. They make me want to learn more. They make me want to grow. I mean, that's what YouTube is for me. So these are the two products I buy myself with my own money, and they've never, you know, led me astray. They've never, did me wrong. So those are the two lids that I use. Now, take this information as you wish. I just want you to be aware of what you're buying. When you buy a Harvest Guard starting May 8th, you will be getting a reusable lid with 3 one-time only use gaskets. And that's important if you're a new canner, because I don't want you to think that you can reuse these. They're going to be pretty much, they're going to be throwaway. Okay, now the 15% off discount might be worth it to you. It's not to me, because 3 uses is nothing when I can go to Tatler and get 10 uses. So but that's me. That's where, if I'm spending the money, I want 10 uses out of a gasket. And if not more, because Tatler is now saying 12 to 15 years. So that's probably 10 uses if you like can and use something like every year and a half maybe. I guess you'd have to do the math on that, but I just want you to be aware of what you're getting, and I don't want you just to you know, read an email and have questions, because I had questions too, and that's why I reached out and tried to get them answered for you. So take it the way you will, and I will be seeing you guys soon. God bless you guys. I'll be back soon. I actually have a really special unboxing video for you guys in a couple of days, so I hope you'll come back for that. But I'll be seeing you guys soon, and with that, God bless you. I love you guys. Trying to have your back here as much as I can, and looking out for you, because we're all in this together, you know. And I would encourage all of you, don't use up your pantries right now. Stock them, okay? Stock them with sales when you see them. Can what you can. Can what you're able. Grow your own food if you can. Dehydrate. I'm seriously looking into the freeze dryer. It's just a really big investment for me. But I know several people now that love their freeze dryers. So it's something I'm praying about. You watching this video helps me save a little money on the side to try to maybe afford one. But you know, do what you can. I just have a feeling that prices are just going to continue to rise, and I want you to all have stocked pantries. because it's not just a big emergency scenario that you might need it. You might be like me and be in a car accident and need to lean on your pantry for a year as people move in and out of your home, trying to feed you and your kids. Being able to have a stocked pantry with everything that we eat and enjoy was a godsend. And so I want you to keep that in mind when you stock your pantries. You're stocking your pantry for all life's emergencies, not just a big catastrophe on a national level, okay? So with that, I love you guys. God bless you, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye, guys.